Hey everyone, it's Game Fruit Pulp, but welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Building Toronto. We've done quite a lot of work off camera. For those of you who followed my Valcrest videos and saw the tour of my town, you'll recognize some of these, but I was able to get the build that I did in Survival off of Valcrest and move them into here. So that's most of what we did off camera. Additionally, we actually have a team working on this now, so the co-owner of Anitzi Star is working on the next build right here. So that's he's working on that. But today we're just going to be touring what I already built, and we're going to be going over some of the history on the building on the corner, which isn't completed yet, but the facade is the front walls. And so we'll go over some of the history about that building. It's a pretty historic building in the city of Toronto, so I figured it'd be a good opportunity for you guys to actually learn some history, because most of the buildings we've been doing so far have been pretty irrelevant to Toronto's history. So first thing we did, obviously, is this little plaza here connecting the Toronto Dominion Tower of Brookfield Place to just this random unnamed building, which I can't find anything about. The interior of this building has not been done yet. That'll eventually be done by someone on the Building Toronto team, not me, because I'm not good at interiors. But there's that. Some of the decorations are done on this road. Some of them are still to be done as we move down here. Down here, it's just a parking garage, also not done yet. I didn't move it over properly, so it needs to be redone. I also changed this to sandstone. The block, there isn't really a block that represents this very well, so I thought sandstone worked the best out of everything, and you got this sandstone you can mod in with command blocks. The smooth sandstone, I thought that looked pretty good. Moving on, above the parking garage, we just have some mushrooms. In here is the Hockey Hall of Fame store. Again, still needs to be done. The interior of Brookfield Place is probably going to be the next major project I work on. Star is working on this building across the street, as you can see, which spans this entire city block. So that should be a pretty interesting build for him to do. And moving on to the last building that we're going to go over today, the Hockey Hall of Fame. Now, the Hockey Hall of Fame is one of the most historic buildings in Toronto. It's one of the first ones built. It was built between the years of 1885 and 1886, and it was designed by the architects Frank Darling and S.G. Curry. Now, these architects have also designed various other well-known buildings in the city of Toronto, including the Sick Kids Children's Hospital. And this was the Sick Children's Hospital, and it got moved when they rebuilt the hospital, and now it serves as the Canadian Blood Services. But this building itself was built as the Bank of Montreal originally, and it now houses the Hockey Hall of Fame. So it's definitely a pretty interesting building, a historic building, and it's one of the most popular tourist attractions in the city for hockey fans from around the world. They come to watch a game in Toronto, and they definitely come and visit the Hockey Hall of Fame. So I thought that was a pretty interesting build to do. Again, the interior has to be done still. I still haven't decided whether I'm going to try and copy the Hockey Hall of Fame inside, or we're just going to do generic. But there should be some ode to the NHL in here, but that is yet to come. Aside from that, I guess this is one of the first buildings that really tried to establish Toronto as a major, not a major city, but a national icon in Canada. This is a build that, as you saw, 1885 to 1886 took over a year to build, which is pretty significant. It's to build something like this in 1880, 1886. There weren't motor vehicles yet. There were some, maybe, I don't really know, but they weren't as common as they are now, obviously. So to build something of this height, of this size, of this magnitude is pretty impressive for that era. So although it looks like nothing compared to the buildings even surrounding it that we have built, compared to the TD Tower, to the glass RBC Plaza, it's still definitely impressive nonetheless. And so I thought it was a good build just to move over and to sort of finish off this city block here. So we have from Bay and Front to Bay and Bay and Front to Bay Front and Yonge done. And so I thought it'd be a pretty cool video to show. Just that, and hopefully the next video we'll have some work done on this building, and we'll go back to either working on Brookfield Place or RBC Plaza. But aside from that, if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and if you're a returning viewer, I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to hit that like and that favorite, and share the channel with some of your friends. Aside from that, this has been Building Toronto. You can check out the Building Toronto world on the Anitzi server. The IP to that will be in the description down below. And I'll catch you guys all Wednesday with a Rocket League video. Have a good one.